Sure, let's do it.
All right, yeah, let's talk Armando Bacot on Theo Pinson's podcast. Greg sent this to me yesterday while I'm on the beach just relaxing. I watched the clip. I thought it was pretty funny. I got some good laughs out of that. I thought Theo Pinson's tales of being lit after Austin Rivers hit the shot when he was visiting UNC was hilarious. I don't hold any negative feelings about this, and I don't even think I know Duke fans love to say UNC is always the backup option. Cool, y'all. They are better than UNC at recruiting. I give them that. Duke has put more pros in the league. I give them that. They get talent. Coach K did it. John Shire did it.
You're giving them a lot right now. Anything else to give them?
This is you're spitting right now. Keep
That's
going.
it. I'm being an unbiased fan. They get talent. They put dudes in the league.
What else do they do more than Carolina?
Not win.
Is that part true?
If you look at the series, yes. If you look at the all-time score between the two.
Oh, so
we're
doing like the Michigan football thing before Jim Harbaugh actually won.
What's the Michigan football thing?
That just like if you look at the all-time standings, we're actually better than Ohio State.
Okay. It would be one thing if like UNC wasn't coming off of sweeping them this past year. I wouldn't be talking this reckless, but I'm seeing way too many confident Duke fans in the social media sphere saying that they're going to sweep Carolina. They're talking like they were the ones who swept UNC this past year, and I'm tired of it. UNC still has more Final Fours, more national championships, stuff that actually matters. Unlike Michigan, who had those accounts saying like, "Oh, it's been 780 days since Ohio State beat Michigan because the game didn't happen one of those years because of COVID." Like,
Riley, can I put on my UNC trousers for 2 seconds here?
Yes, you may do that.
I would be pissed if one of the best bigs to come through my school basically kind of shook ass for the other school after they left. Like, why is he saying that he wanted Duke and he loved Duke so much? Did I miss the question? Was there some context? Like, could he avoided this?
I'm sure there was a question that was asked. It probably came up very naturally. This isn't all that uncommon. You know who grew up a huge Carolina fan, Greg? Isaiah Evans, the dude who you're up here saying, like, oh, he's going to be starting by the end of the year. This dude's a top 10 pick, and UNC didn't want him, which you could say was a mistake on UNC's part, but it's
crazy.
We're flaunting that?
We've lost it, Cart. We've lost it.
No, Greg, we got to come in. No, Riley, I appreciate everything you've done for the North Carolina fan base. This is unacceptable, and I'm unacceptable. What? We're saying that like it's just like, oh yeah, what he wanted us, he loved us. We didn't want him. We didn't want the number 8 recruit in the country.
Yeah, in hindsight, after how this portal season went, it probably doesn't make much sense for UNC to.
Dog, hindsight, foresight. It looked great. It looked great back then. Whatever word it is.
Dude, I don't think Evans is a sure thing by any stretch.
You just came on here shaking copious amounts of ass for Drake Powell, and I'll tell you right now, I think Evans is better than Drake Powell.
I think Drake Powell is pretty easily better than Isaiah Evans.
Just to make sure,
boys, jumper over Chris Paul, and we are losing recipes.
Boys. I would like to just make sure I have this perfectly clear that I haven't missed something here because I watched the video. I've talked to Carter offline about it. I've talked to you offline about it, Riley. Now here we are talking about it live on the Sleepers podcast. So let me make sure I have this right. What has happened here in sequence is the best player from North Carolina in the last 6 years has gone on record to say, I actually was and still am a Duke fan.
He did not say he still is a Duke fan.
I wish that Duke had made the Final Four last year. I wanted to go there, while in the same breath then saying, oh, I actually made $2 million at North Carolina. So we now know Carolina has all of this money, but can't sign a center this year. And the one they did have who was really good still actively roots for the rival to make Final Fours. And also looking forward to this year's roster, somehow that makes it okay that North Carolina didn't want a 5-star stud who is now at Duke while you still have a front court spot open. Is that, I just want to make sure that is exactly what has happened here, correct?
Okay, let me explain. For one, are we sure Armando said he wanted Duke to go to the Final Four?
Yeah.
That wasn't in the clip you sent me.
Let me find
And
it.
I don't think you listened to the whole podcast. I think you're making that up.
No comment.
Yeah.
Can I refer you to my lawyer?
He did not say I wanted Duke to go to the Final Four.
Yes, he
said
did. Yes, he
said I
did.
grew up a Duke fan. He said he grew up a Duke fan, grew up cheering for them, and was diehard. That was it. Then he went to Carolina and he switched.
Here's the clip. This is from Title League, I believe, whatever the pod is.
NC State though, yeah, like yeah, I can't stand NC State. Bro, it's something about they just you know how sick I would have been if they won it this year. Oh my gosh. I wanted Duke to win. I wanted Duke to go to the Final Four. I didn't want NC State to go to the Final Four because
he didn't say he wanted Duke to go to the Final Four, Riley?
You're like, you took that completely out of context. I thought you were saying he said he just wanted Duke to go to the Final Four because that's like the second team he cheers for. He said he wanted them to go over NC State.
Duke go to the Final Four. Bro, you know how sick
he said he wanted them to be NC State. That is not.
I wanted Duke to win. I wanted Duke to go to the Final Four.
Over NC State. We need to get Armando on the show to explain himself.
Armando charged $7,000 for a 3-minute appearance. So,
okay. Let's break this. Let's hash this out a little bit. Armando said he grew up a Duke fan. I feel like y'all are twisting this on me. Admittedly, I probably shouldn't have brought up Isaiah Evans. I tapped my chest. That was on me. I just wanted to show that there are examples of Duke guys wanting Carolina and not getting that Carolina offer. That's all I'm saying.
I got it. You. I'm just, the only thing I'm saying is, before you hash this out, you pulled that out like that was the kill shot, when basically you pulled the grenade little trigger thingy. You didn't take it out of your belt buckle.
Yeah.
Blew up on it.
Also, you tried to pull the. I don't think you listened to the pod without knowing that he literally said, "I wanted Duke to go to the Final Four."
Okay, but you also made it sound like that he like it's me saying, "Oh, my team is out, so let's see, who do I want in it?" I guess I'll cheer for Duke. It was no, I'm cheering for Duke against.
Oh, you're a Carolina legend. Do you not see the problem with this? In actual seriousness, like, I know we're just having fun doing the sleepers thing, haha, Riley Friday, woohoo! But like, I would be disgusted if Trey Burke's doing a press tour. Like, oh man, like, I didn't want to see Ohio State. Yeah, I wanted Michigan State there. I wanted Izzo there. I'd be disgusted with that.
I just, like, there have been numerous players who say they hate NC State more than they hate Duke, so I'm just used to it at this point.
Y'all losing the rivalry. I never heard a Duke person say they hate NC State more than Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point.
We need to talk to Hubert. We need to get Hubert on the line.
At least he
change.
At least he talked about how much money he made. That made me feel good.
This is the worst part, though, because like y'all should not be losing the rivalry. You got Coach K out of there. You packed his ass up. I saw him ride the golf cart. Like, Mickey was disgusted. And here we are now, just 2 years later, a year after you swept them, still saying y'all aren't winning the rivalry because y'all don't know how to act, Riley. Like, you just got to get your people in line. You got to be Moses, part the Red Sea. No?
I think you're right. I think I need to get back in my Exodus bag. There needs to be some commandments that are reestablished here.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Oh,
I needed this.
This is a good exercise.
This is like my burning bush moment where I am summoned to go be the change that I wish to see in Chapel Hill. And I know I just went from Yahweh, from God, to Gandhi, which doesn't, not the most natural transition, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling after that.
I'm glad.
But I just can't be mad at Armando. I love Armando. I'm like willing to overlook this. Is that what's wrong with the rivalry right now? Is that why my program couldn't get a center this year? because we're just giving dudes lifetime achievement passes?
I don't want to say it, but I mean,
My pivot would just be this simple question. We know what Armando Bacot charges for 5 minutes of his time. We know what Armando Bacot claims to have made for 5 years of his time at North Carolina. Are we sure the reason y'all don't have money for a center isn't Armando Bacot? You're still in debt to that man?
That's a crazy theory. I don't think we're in debt to Armando Bacot now.
Maybe not in debt, but maybe funds need to be replenished.
Let's move on.
I think this works. Tune in next week. We're going to flesh this out a little more.